Hey gang, my name's Kim Goletz. I'm the founder of Refine You, a fitness and nutrition company with online customized programs focused on maximizing fat loss using efficient and effective techniques to build muscle, lose fat, and regulate hormones and get you the results you've always wanted and teach you how to maintain a healthy lifestyle. It works and it's a game changer.
I just wanted to talk a little bit about why macros matter for fat loss and maintenance. So, what are macros? Macros stand for macronutrients. They make up the calories we eat. There are 3 of them that are important for our body composition: fats, proteins, and carbohydrates. So, why do they matter? Well, to have a good body composition, we want less fat and more lean muscle. So, looking at the scale is not where it is. Just cutting calories isn't going to do it either. Don't get me wrong, calorie deficits will help you lose weight, but it won't give you lasting fat loss and lean muscle gain. So to improve our body composition, we need to improve our nutrient composition, hence our macros. So I'm going to talk a little bit about each and why they matter. First one I'm going to talk about is protein. Most of us associate protein with building muscle, when in fact proteins are the building blocks for every tissue in our bodies. Protein is made up of amino acids, and amino acids are in every single cell in your body. Protein is important for muscle gain, maintenance, and repair. There are a lot of high protein, low fat, low carb diets that have been pretty popular and more common recently, but a diet too high in protein will put too much stress on your liver and your other organs, and your body can only store a certain amount of protein. So what happens to the leftover? Well, protein is then stored as fat. Some good sources of protein are meat, chicken, fish, egg. Fat is the second macronutrient, and it comes in 2 forms: free fatty acids that are floating around in our bloodstream to where our body can use them for energy, and triglycerides, which is the fat stored in our fat cells. Insulin is the main hormone which is in charge of regulating whether fat is in the fatty acid form floating around to be used for energy, or the form that's stored in our fat tissues, which makes us look fat, the fat that we can see, which is called triglycerides. So a diet that jacks up our insulin levels causes more fat to be stored and not burned for energy. Fats come in a lot of different forms. I can go into a bunch of detail about all the different kinds of fats and which ones are bad or good for you, but there are good fats and there are bad fats. So not all fat is bad for you. Fat helps our bodies absorb vitamins, regulate your hormones, and is a great energy source. Saturated fats are great sources of energy. Only when you're eating a diet high in saturated fat and high in carbohydrates, that's when they become a problem. So a high saturated fat diet and a high carb diet is not great. High saturated fat diet and low to moderate carb diet is totally fine. They're found in meat, eggs, coconut oils. Monosaturated fats are also good fats. They help our immune system, they help our cardiovascular system, and they are found in extra virgin olive oil, macadamia nuts, and avocado. On the other hand, trans fats, omega-6 polyunsaturated fats, along with too little omega-3 fats, can cause serious problems such as heart disease and cancer. And these are found in processed foods, salad dressings, vegetable seed oils. The last macronutrient I am going to talk about is carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are a great source of fuel as well. All the carbs you eat are to glucose, which your body goes to first for fuel. Insulin decides where this glucose goes. If you don't use it for fuel, your body stores it. First, it's stored in your muscle and your liver, and then when those tanks are full, it's converted to fatty acids, and I talked about these before. If your body doesn't use them for energy, it's stored in our fat as triglycerides. So when you eat carbs, your body changes it to glucose to be used for energy. When it's not used for energy, it goes to storage in our liver and our muscle tanks. If those are already full because you've already eaten too many carbs, then your body stores it in your fat cells and makes your fat cells bigger. That's what we see on our bodies. So if you can only get one thing from this, just remember, carbohydrates increase insulin, and increased insulin controls fat storage. The more carbs you ingest, the bigger your fat cells will be, unless you're burning crazy amounts of energy every day. So there's a recurring theme I keep bringing up, insulin. It's all about insulin. Insulin is considered the master hormone. It's released when you eat. Its job is to figure out what your body should do with the glucose and the fat. If they're not needed for energy, it goes to storage first in your liver and your muscles, and if those tanks are already full, it's stored as fat. Then high insulin levels lock the fat and sugar in your storage tanks. Then you get low blood sugar, which causes you to get tired and hungry and crave carbs. So the more sugar you eat, your insulin then surges again, and then that gets locked in storage, the blood sugar drops, and the cycle goes on and on and on. And this is being carb dependent. So the more carbs you eat, the less energy you have, and the more hungry you are. And that makes it kind of hard to lose weight or lose fat and stick with the nutrition plan when you're only paying attention to calories and not what kind of calories you're eating. This isn't healthy for our bodies, and it's not healthy for our minds. It causes us to struggle to keep energy levels up because we're so dependent on that supply of carbs. So this kind of causes patterns of frequent hunger, cravings, and fluctuating energy levels. Have you ever heard of the standard American diet? Well, that's basically a high carbohydrate diet. Long-term problems are bad for our health. High insulin levels from a diet high in carbs can increase inflammation in our bodies, free radical damage, which is linked to cancer, and insulin resistance, which leads to diabetes, and it messes with the function of our hormones, our thyroid hormones, our sex hormones, and our cortisol. Carbs themselves, they're not bad for you. Our bodies need carbs, but in moderation. Some carbs are better than others. The carbs we get from vegetables that contain more fiber are healthier for us than eating a piece of candy. So a diet just in low calories may cause some weight loss initially because you're in a calorie deficit, but it's not going to give you long-term results or success. You're constantly depriving yourself. You're not going to stick just a quick fix, but in the long run, you'll probably gain it back plus more. So there are some things you should consider when you're trying to find a program or a nutrition plan to follow. You need to find a plan that helps you and slowly changes your lifestyle with, gradually with flexibility kind of worked into the program. Also, it's important to find a program that helps you grow stronger, improves your energy levels, decreases the cravings, and so you feel better and you feel more in control. My Fast Attainable Transformation, my FAT fat loss program, uses a technique called Carb Cycling, which basically means we pay attention to the carbs, fats, and proteins that we're eating. Some days are higher in carbs and lower in fat, and some days are lower in carbs and higher in fat. So this allows the flexibility to treat yourself and still get results. My clients also participate in intermittent fasting, strength training to build lean muscle, and HIIT cardio training to burn the fat. So we would love to have you sign up soon to reserve your spot. Thanks for listening, and I hope you learned a lot, and I hope this makes sense to you.
Thanks so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to be able to help you on your health and fitness journey. Feel free to follow me on Facebook and Instagram at RefineYou to stay in the loop, because I frequently share recipes, workouts, and other tips on living a healthy lifestyle. Here's to refining you, mind, body, and spirit.